The Brooklyn Nets continue their unprecedented run of like picking every other slot during this draft with Ben Saraf, Israeli guard who played for Ulm in the top league in Germany this past year, played alongside Noah Osengwe. I don't know if he quit. I don't know if he dipped or not. He might have
No,
stuck it out to play the championship game.
yeah, Ben stuck it out.
Oh, okay. Let's go, Ben. My guy Ben can hoop. I actually like Ben's game a lot. He's really shifty, has a deep bag, plays pretty much like you think of when you envision a European guard, where it's not, he's really smooth and he's quick, even if he's not the most explosive. Love what he did at just 18. He's really young and scored 21 points in his debut in this top league in Germany. Seems like just about every other night you're getting a stat line along the lines of like 15 to 20 points, three or four boards, four or five assists, really well rounded. And uh, to me, about as safe as you can get this late in the draft. I think, I know that might sound insane because there's always some questions with how these guys translate when they're coming over from these top domestic leagues, if the athleticism, when it picks up, when it's a little bit tougher to get to the basket against NBA length. A lot of guys struggle with that. They struggle with the physicality. To me, just his handle, his ability to get his own offense, his playmaking, the ways he makes an impact like all over the court gives him a higher floor in my opinion. But yeah, what do you make out of Ben Saraf going to the Nets?
I like it. I've been saying on every one of these Nets videos, somebody has to not play, right? Like somebody has to not be on the roster. I think Ben Saraf's the guy. I think you're looking at a guy that's going to play another year or two in Europe before coming over. I think he's okay with it. I think that's why he stuck around, by the way, and Noah said he was going because I think Noah knew like, hey, I'm done in this league. I'm over it. Like I'm coming to the NBA. And I think Ben was like, no, like I'm probably gonna be on this team again next year. Like let me go get a title. And I think that's part of the reason he got picked where he got. He got picked higher than I had him on my draft board. I don't know where every mock had him, but I thought he'd go closer to the second round. But I said this when we were discussing Jace early on, where it's like, okay, if he falls, like once you hit the 20s, anything's possible because
Mhm.
there's going to be two or three guys that get picked that will not play NBA basketball next year. Ben Saraf is one of those two or three guys that will not play NBA basketball next year. That's okay because I think he has a lot to develop. I think his jumper is shaky. I'm not a huge fan of the form. Athletically, I think he's gifted, but we have some work to do.
Mhm.
Defensive side, same thing. And decision making ultimately could use a touch of help too.
I see some of your points for sure. I think some of the craftiness to me was what stuck out to me to where I do buy. But yeah, a lot of times, like even in good leagues like this, when you see a guy kind of make it look easy getting to the basket, it's usually never that easy when they move up a level to the NBA. We've been using Walter Clayton Jr. as the Mendoza line here. Do you think Ben Saraf is a better NBA prospect than Clayton Jr.?
Whew. I'd rather take Ben Saraf than Walter Clayton Jr.
Just because he's younger, there's the upside there. You get a lot of like the same.
Because I don't think it's a given Ben Saraf ever touches an NBA court.
Wait, sorry. So are you saying you would take Walt over Saraf?
No, I'd rather take Saraf from a draft perspective because here's the thing. Here's why I like picking the international prospects at this point. If Saraf isn't good, you don't ever have to bring him over.
Yeah, and it's
Like
like
you have that option of him never touching your salary table.
yes, good point.
And you don't with Walter. You're stuck to 4 years of Walter Clayton Jr. and figuring out if he's good. With Ben Saraf, I think it's likely that he plays in Europe next year. And if he doesn't do good, does he ever touch an NBA court? Probably not.
Yeah, it's a good thing he'll be able to kiss that German German. He's gonna have that championship ring that Noah Esingwe will never get to touch.
Hey, listen, did they win?
I have no idea. I hope so.
Okay.
I
Honestly,
need
I
my
thought you
guy
said
Ben
that.
to get a ring.
I think that there's a world. I think Game 4 was tonight. It's best. It's best out of five. I know they were up 2-1 when my dog Noah said, we're not gonna be here." So I was kind of curious, like if they ended up winning. But what I will say is, like from an NBA perspective, obviously the better player is Walter Clayton. But if we're talking about the savvier pick, the smarter pick, the higher upside pick, But also, like, you don't have to worry about a pick. That's Ben Saraf because, like, yes, he has the upside, but also if he doesn't hit it, we're gonna find that out before he ever comes.
Right.
There's so many guys that have been drafted to the NBA that never touched an NBA court. It's crazy. And Ben Saraf, respectfully, could be the next one. Um, we're going to talk about another guy, I think Hugo Gonzalez, who the Celtics took next, or two picks after this, like same situation. There's a lot of guys that get picked into the NBA because you have teams that don't have roster spots or teams that are into the luxury tax that don't want to add to their salary cap table that year. And then 6, 7 years down the line, like they're trading the rights to somebody you had no idea existed.
You think Ben Saraf is most likely to be that out of this class?
Out of this class, Ben Saraf is most likely to be traded in 4 years, and all of us be like, okay.
I think mine will be Hugo. Hugo Gonzalez is definitely my most likely because I think Saraf could hoop a little bit. I don't. It's like it's hard enough for me to project how your run of the mill 6'3", 6'4" guard translates to the NBA when I watch a full season of them in college. When I'm watching these clips from the Euro Cup or from this German league, I think yeah, Ben Saraf is nice with it for real, for real. But all those athleticism questions come into play again. Or yeah, he's making these incredible passes in transition and creating separation to get off his jumper all over the court. What's that going to be like when there's legit 6'8" wings guarding him and taking that away? Um, that
We'll
makes
see. We'll
He's a
see.
really fun player to
If we
watch.
get to see though, like if we get to see, like I don't know that it's a given we're gonna get to see the end result of that.
I do have an update on Ulm in the German league final against Bayern Munich. Munich has come back to tie the series 2-2. Game 5 is tomorrow at 2 p.m. We might have to do a little live stream for that. Give our let's see if we can convince G to let us do a post game reaction to that.
Shout out Noah, by the way. Up 2-1. Now it's 2-2 back at the crib, and you got drafted. I mean, Noah is the winner of tonight by a mile.